it's you tweeting out, "I'm the guest." You're not the guest. You're the co-host. You're the Steve today. You asked you for a tag team.
You're very right, but
you tagged in, guys. Stevie P. You know what? Even him, he's got presidential duties, but Fabio comes in. What are we going to be talking about today? We're going to be talking about Champions League, question mark, because, we can't believe everything in Serie A nowadays, but the lackluster event yesterday. We're going to talk about Milan. We're going to talk about maybe some Mercato madness because, we need to feed our yeah, exactly. We all have vices. But on that note, Mr. Fabio, are you ready?
Andiamo! Let's go, baby!
Let's go.
Welcome to the Milan Weekly Podcast, the English voice of Milan fans all over the world, with your hosts, Vinny Steve and Stevie P.
Benvenuti nella casa Giroud in area, si gira, sinistro, rete, gol capolavoro di Olivier Giroud.
Mignon with another magical save.
Mamma mia, Teo Hernandez! Coast to coast del numero 19. Leao carica il mancino! Eccolo qua! Rafa Leao! Il Milan è campione d'Italia!
Cari amici sportivi, welcome to another edition of the Milan Weekly Podcast. Here we talk everything Milan, a snooze fest of a game, Milan. In Champions League, Milan, Vinny T, Fabio. That's all I got. Sorry, buddy. But special guest, special co-host today, coming in strong. He got tag team, Steve. He went in for the hot tag, and here's Fabio. Fabio, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. You're absolutely right. That game was a snooze fest besides the one glorious moment that we all care about. But other than that, man, it was great. Great to be with the club in New York City. Gonna just keep mentioning all the time when you have a chance and you're in an area where there is a club, go and be a part of it. It's a great time, man.
And did you figure out a plan that once this video, a lot of people are going to see it, how you're wearing illegal shirts, that, we might get some attention. We have already Al Ahly Club in Egypt that's taken down our videos on Facebook. But they gave us one back. But Fabio, where did you purchase this illegal jersey?
Listen, when somebody makes a mistake and you're there to capitalize, is that your fault? I'm here to just tell you guys, Puma have them all over the world already. All right. So if the people are dumb enough to put them on the shelves prior to Milan, listen, Milan, reach out to me. All right. Talk to me. I'm already in the internet here. We're talking. We're giving you free advertisement. All you got to do is come to me, say, Fabio, I want you there with Giroud. I want you there with maybe Bakayoko will sneak into this photo shoot. We got to have you there for the people. And you know what? I would do it. Anything for my Milan. Listen, I didn't like the jersey. It's still not something I can really grasp because I like the stripes. I'm a traditional person. But it was just the heat of the moment. And it looks like I'm the only person in my area that has it. I don't know. Where were you? Pick it up from Puma, baby.
All right. Pick it up from Puma. That's what Fabio says. And yes, reach out to him. He does have model qualities. So to be up there with Bakayoko. And
I'm like, if you gave me a micro, I'm like Mean Gene. I could do whatever you're looking for. I can do it, baby. So talk to me, Puma. Let's go. Rock Nation too. You can holler at me too.
On that note, I just want to take a little time, say, first off, thank you to all Patreon members. And yes, guys, I fell asleep. I took a 5-hour nap on Sunday, woke up at 2 o'clock, all confused. I thought I missed the game. So
the doctor was over-medicated.
Over-medicating for Vinny. But I'd like to say welcome to Tanya. Tanya, a new Patreon member from LA. And guys, from all your contributions, like I showed you, thank you. Like the Canadian dollar really sucks. So the StreamYard was a hefty bill, but it's because of you guys. And, I know we were able even to purchase some stuff for you, Fabio, to get.
Yes. Guys, I just want to say I had a great interaction yesterday with somebody who is a part of our Patreon, Ryan. He came up to me at the Football Factory and just said nothing but great words, man. That's the kind of interaction that it's humbling, because me and Vinny are just regular guys like Steve and Gio. We just love our team, and we wish we could get like nonstop content like this, but we've had to take it into our own hands. You guys way longer than me and Gio, but it's for the love and to meet Patreon people in person. And obviously, the couple of different events we've had over the last 2 years where we're able to actually gather together and get together. It's been really, really cool. So we really appreciate everybody who joins us, especially when Vinny and me and Gio do the Patreon specials, any of the guys that actually come out and voice their opinion, because I think that's what makes us stand out as a channel. Other people take your money and they don't necessarily welcome you out there to come and talk, give your own opinion, be a part of the show that you like so much. That's what happened to me and Gio. So we really appreciate everybody.
Person, man. Come on to the chat. Husney's going to be there to groom you to the dark side. But guys, no, seriously, a big thank you for all four corners of the world, because we do have fans from all four corners of the world. So thank you for that. And, we're going to talk about the game that was, the weekend that was. And you know what? You wanted to share something. Let's share it, Mr. Fabio.
Play it, baby. Play it.
We got Comparo Franco there.
Fucking A. I love it every time I see it, baby.
Very nice. And that was live from New York.
New York, the football factory in Legends Bar, baby. Check it out.
And this was, I'm assuming, before the game, or is this after the game?
No. That was as soon as it became official. Franco played it over the megaphone, and it was just perfect to end the day at the end of the ninth. And there was, again, the bar that we go to for the club has the Juventus club there too. And I'm happy to report that there was about 6 to maybe 7 Juventina in the building compared to our 80, 90, close to 100. We packed the entire bar. They gave them, their little section.
The little section.
Even more Milan fans on that side than there were Juventus fans. So.
I watched this game, Fabio, and I was just like, I don't know. I'm a kind of person that, I'm not going to talk too much trash during a game, because, the game, you don't know what's going to go on, never talk before a result. And there was a Juventina there, one of the kids that comes around. And at one point, I didn't feel bad. I just turned around and I said, my God, do you guys suck? And let's not kid ourselves. Milan, we capitalized on that one chance because it was a freaking boring game.
Yes.
And Juventus, I think this is the first real Juventus game that I was really paying attention. You'll watch all the other games, but from beginning to end. And my goodness, were they fucking bad? And we were we had nothing to write home about on this game. Other than that beautiful cross in from Calabria to Giroud,
yeah.
But nothing else worthy of mentioning for me, unless you saw something different. But I wasn't honestly, expecting.
I would agree with that 100%. That the game wasn't entertaining at all, especially the second half. And if not for Pierre Kalulu just being in the right place at the right time, Minke, man, we would have dropped points right here to Juve. I know it wouldn't have mattered in the end because we would have got through on 1 point alone. But it's still, Juve is reeling, man. Yeah, I would agree. I haven't watched them too often, but there are a couple of names out there that are dangerous that you would keep an eye on. But man, Chiesa is not the same player. He has some flair to him. I thought he was worse, but then when I went back and watched the highlights, I was like, all right, Chiesa had a few moments. It was just always that last touch, or in the final third, he made a mistake there, but he still was able to do some things good. We had a couple of guys that, again, another chance to be mentioned is that Leao had a great chance, and he puts too much air on it and takes it out.
Yeah,
that could have ended the game, and it would have made everything feel a lot more comfortable in the end. But it felt like Juve wasn't going to come up with anything.
Even at 1-0, it's like I didn't have that fear that game's not over. They could come back. I didn't celebrate, and I don't know why. Is it the fact that this whole point scandal shit, this yo-yoing back and forth,
yeah.
And I think that took away from the excitement to making Champions League again. And I know a lot of people talking about Scudetto, worst defense in God knows how many years, and not having players, and we don't have any money, and Suzni likes to say Forza balance sheets, but it's I don't know. It was. I wasn't parading around saying we're back in the champions. I don't know if that makes any sense to me. I think this whole point,
I think
this whole point thing really screwed everything up.
Yeah,
me.
I think exactly. The feeling has been like, again, almost like the rest of the season, or at least since 2023 started, it's been roller coaster, because a week and a half ago, before the points were officially that they were taking them again from them, we were thinking, my God, we have really shit the bed here. We're not even going to make fourth place. And it's because of them being cheaters and finally getting that points again deducted from them that it put us into a better mind state. And honestly, I think if you watch the game against who was it, Empoli last week?
Oh no, that was
what a dismantling. They were done as soon as they found out they were being
no. But you see, no, I don't have
8 points.
I'm sorry, dude, I don't have a problem. I have a problem with that, because if you're in Juventus' position, first of all, to not think that it's possible to take back some points, that's stupid. Second of all, against Empoli, you have that news. It's a shock. I get that. You're a professional. Now you need to win. And you didn't fucking show up at all. You just got dismantled by Empoli. And we are not ones to talk for Milan, Milan playing against the lower tier teams. But, now supposedly they got an agreement with the FIGC for the other. Supposedly it's going to be more, possibly maybe 2 years, no Europe, maybe another fine. I'm not sure what's going on, but in the end, this thing that's going to come out, I think it's maybe next week. Forget Inter being in the Champions League final, but who's talked about Napoli recently? Winning a Scudetto after 33. I don't know if it was because it was done.
But Napoli has other problems. They're not even fully celebrating their Scudetto yet. And already their coaches decided, I'm done. I'm leaving. Thanks a lot, guys. There's your Scudetto. I'm out. I need a sabbatical for a year. Osimhen is probably going to get picked and bought from somebody. They're saying maybe possibly Manchester United. I don't know. I think Kvaratskhelia, whatever his name is, I think he might be a one-hit wonder, man. I would be surprised.
No, we'll see.
I don't know, man. But
we'll get through those when we look at the other scores. But all in all, we do have Verona on Sunday. It's at 3 p.m. Eastern time. We're gonna see after with the standings. Verona not doing themselves any favor this weekend. You're gonna see, even because they need to win. They absolutely need to win, and Milan is there secured. And I don't know why this, Steve had the idea with the question marks, because with this league, everybody, okay, this is official, your pots and where we're going to be. And it's just this little thing lingering in the back. No, it can't happen. They're not, give them back points or whatever. But against Verona, you need to come out. Do you even care how they're going to come out? Do you think he's going to put Adli is going to start?
Gio said something to me earlier today that made me laugh, because it was 100% true. Didn't Verona fuck with our championship a couple times? So it's you know what? Let's show that we go out with a victory, that even whoever is playing goes out there and is trying to get 3 points, because these are the type of teams that next season we need to handle our business. Yes, now it doesn't really mean anything for us, but let's keep pushing. Maybe we can get third place. If not, just go out with a win. And Verona needs the game. We do not. So they're going to be the ones playing hard. So let's just give it a chance that if we're going to play Leao in the last game, if we're not going to play Giroud, which, let's be honest, most likely he's going to end up playing as many, starters as he can, because there's nothing else to play for. So for me, I go for the jugular. I say, fuck them. Let's get the 3 points, knock them down. They won't have the tie break. If we beat them, guarantee Verona is relegated. So let's do it. Who cares what happens with Roma and what's the other team? Spezia.
And yes, Liban Youssef, happy Memorial Day to all you Americans out there. Nice 3-day off. And I like that. Just come out swinging. Who's not going to be playing, Fabio? Rebic. Rebic looks like he's on Pioli's bad side, maybe a bad attitude. Robo Rebic that never smiles. So he's not
malfunctioning.
Sure. Yes. I don't know. I think I think a lot of players will leave, but I'm not sure, it's the right thing that, get rid of 10 players and you got to restart from the beginning. But anyways, it is what it is. But no, Rebic, I'm a bit disappointed in if these rumors are to be true, because he wasn't even part of the Juve squad, which I didn't realize, but supposedly he hasn't been training.
Yeah, he wasn't. He was like what I believe they called a healthy scratch. They just didn't play him in the lineup. But now it's coming out that Rebic he's a bit of a malcontent right now. So it guarantees he's leaving, and it's exactly the outcome. I'm sorry. Vinny, you heard me screaming. You remember I was in my car leaving work screaming about Rebic. I've been past due with this guy. He's got to leave. He's done. He was good for that year and a half, and usually it was early in the season. When the COVID season started again, he was pretty decent. I have Mercato on my mind, and when I think of Rebic, I think of he's going out while we have other people we desperately need to get in, baby.
And on some other notes, it looks more true than false, this whole Kamada to Milan, supposedly that he had said yes. Now, as long as he's better than our last Japanese, or our first ever Japanese Honda, but do you believe in all these rumors? Because now
I do. I from everything I hear about this guy is solid, man. He's going to be good for us. All right. Honda was just a Civic. All right. I got to put it in some car terms. All right. Our man Kamada, this guy is like a Toyota Supra, bro. All right. Oh. He's coming. He's going to be flashy. He's going to be exactly what we need. He's number one on the list because he's a free. So let's get him immediately. He's a major upgrade. Plus, marketing wise, nothing to do it on the pitch. It's great to have now a whole nother country. If they don't focus on Milan, now we have the Japanese people focusing because of this particular player. So again, pull more people to pay attention to Milan, grow the brand more with better players. I'm 100% for that.
We'll see what happens, but all these rumors, and it's just like, I'm sure you guys we're gonna have some fun during the summer on Coast to Coast and some Milan Weekly Patreon special. It's gonna be Mercato Madness. And Mark, what are you doing chatting? Aren't you supposed to be watching the Celtics? I don't know what's going on with the Celtics. Mark, Memorial Day.
The second quarter or something.
Still the second quarter. Okay, so he's catching up. On that note, I wanted to go through, before we go through Serie A podcast questions, and I did say thank you to everybody. And it's like, Shane, you're such a good bunch of lads. I'm including Fabio, even though he may be a Juventini. Seriously, though, I appreciate
his bullshit report Gio's spreading around there. There's no Juventina in this group, all right?
It's got me through the banter years when I felt no one else gave a shit about our club. Thank you, Shane, for that. Tapio as well with the heart emoji, and Tapio too, he's been there since the beginning. Lab Gorilla, really pleased to hear that our Patreon community is helping your channel. Is an invaluable point of view that you provide for Milanistas worldwide. No questions this week, just a thank you for being so welcoming. Ciao con tutti il mio cuore. Grazie. Let's get the 3 points to finish the season. E che sarà, sarà. That's very well said.
I love Lab Gorilla. I'm so happy he came into the crew. I appreciate it.
Your nemesis, Gio. He's like, keep up the great work, guy.
Shit. I know.
No, he just wants to know. Question from Vinny and Fabio, because he had the inside scoop that you were coming on.
He did.
What are your expectations for next year? For him, it's Scudetto or bust.
Well, since me and Gio were talking about this earlier, for me, it's like this. All right, these are my me prioritizing the season the way I think Milan needs to seriously look at it. We need to be fighting for the Scudetto. You understand? You hear how I don't mention the word top four? Because if you're fighting for the Scudetto, you're in the top four. That's what I expect as a Milan fan. You might not win it every year, but we need to be a team that is constantly competing. Why? Because constantly competing means you're constantly making the Champions League. Now we have no question on that front. 2, we need to make some headway in at least getting to the final 8 again in Champions League. Like, I think we're going to be in a hard pot when you look at what's in pot 1 and pot 2, so we could get a hard draw. So if we just make it to the round of 16, I'll be very impressed with, again, depending how we bolster the squad, all of that. And then we need to make some headway on Coppa Italia. Those are my 3. Obviously, I want the second star. Just like Gio said, that is top priority. But make sure you're at the top so you don't have to worry about, am I in 3rd? Am I in 4th? Now I'm in 5th. what the fuck? We don't want to do that. You know, I don't want to sacrifice one for the other. Give us depth so we can go further. Again, it's about progression, guys. We don't want to see the reason why we were so upset when me and Gio and you know, probably people get annoyed because we won the Scudetto last year and we sound a little ungrateful. But the thing is that if you take 3 progressive steps forward and that third steps, all of a sudden you reach something and you win a trophy, but the next season there's no trophy, and it seems like it was a step back, not because all the players were terrible or too many big catastrophe injuries. It's just like we didn't reinforce the pieces we lost. So to me, it's like we need to get guys out there to be smarter, to get more depth on the squad, and hopefully those guys produce, man. It can't be like, you know, $30 million, 1 assist in fucking 10 months. That's unacceptable.
And I think, you know, people don't maybe realize how close it came, that we could have just not been doing Champions League at all, guys, and relying on other people's results. And that would have been a pure failure after winning a Scudetto. And, you know, we'll keep on talking about the miracle Scudetto. You can't have another miracle Scudetto. And this year was the perfect proof. I think if last year to this year proved something to management, and again, we're not lawyers, we're not accountants, the way the money is spread out, the sale. But I think what proved from last year to this year is that you ain't going to pull this one again. People are going to get better, right? They're not going to go, let's be honest, guys. They're not going to go spend 200-300 million. Get it out of your mind. It's not going to happen. You know, this whole money ball kind of thing. So maybe these guys on the free with, you know, what was I reading? 2.5-3 million a year. You know, Scamacca, I don't know, maybe get him on a loan because we're going to need a striker, you know. So, and even, you know, is Napoli going to be able to repeat? Juventus ain't coming back. You know, Juventus ain't going to come back with, but then again, are they going to get rid of all these players? Are they going to be a top
Don't ever count out Juventus, because you don't know what, and plus they have the most money in Serie A to pull out of their ass. So they're going to bolster the squad. It's really like Lazio. Is Roma going to take the next step? Inter's really the title favorite again. I'm sorry. If Napoli's losing Spalletti and God forbid they end up losing Osimhen, I mean, how can you say it's not Inter? And that makes me throw up in my mouth, you know, to say
they're all the Inter are the real title rivals, right? And, you know, sometimes we got to put our humble hats on and say that Inter was the better team this year, even though they went on a very big, you guys, they fucking lost 11 games. You know, how is it possible that they're, you know, they came clutch when it was time to get to, you know, to play clutch. So yeah, fast like fuck Roma.
Listen, I have a question, right? And I don't know if anybody mentioned this, but I'll mention this to kind of get your opinion. I mentioned it on the Spaces. If you guys are not following on our Twitter, please follow Milan Weekly Podcast on Twitter. So occasionally we do some Spaces and we get people out there talking as well. But I wanted to mention we have 3 Italian teams. I don't know if you guys heard. I know you heard, Vinny, but Serie A is back. All right, Serie A is back. Okay, they pulled out Cannavaro and Capello and Luca Toni. They pulled them all out to let everybody know we back. It's good that they had 3, because now we have 3 Italian teams in the final, right? So yeah. I ask to you, Inter over Man City, Roma over who's Roma playing? Sevilla, or Fiorentina over West Ham. What are your thoughts? Are you rooting for all 3 Italian teams?
No.
I knew that answer. But is there any one of these 3 teams that you would say, you know, because of the tournament, because of the team, that you'd say, I hope they win it?
I think it would be something good for Fiorentina, because they didn't start off the season very, very well. Then they got back on track. I think it will be something good for the city. Roma, it's because I don't want to hear, you know, Roma fans 2 years back to back European champions. And I can never cheer for Inter. I'm not gonna, like I told my friend Mike, I go, yeah, I'm gonna come and watch with you. I'm not gonna jump for joy when Man City scores, because I'm with an Interista friend, nor am I gonna go fucking celebrate. And again, I'm gonna repeat this, and I've repeated so many times. When Milan lost that Champions League final to Liverpool, who came to me and said they felt bad for me and Milan? They were all fucking laughing at me. Fuck you, Juventinis. Fuck you, Romanista, Lazialista, Napolitana. Fuck all of yous. Per me c'è solo il Milan, and that is it, right? I'm
Yeah,
not gonna go.
I
I'm not gonna
agree
go.
100%.
I don't believe in per il bene del calcio. And remember, if Fiorentina, Inter, and Roma all lose, who's gonna remember? Yeah, but guys, we were 3 teams in the finals. Nobody's gonna fucking remember that.
And
So,
you know what's going to happen? 2 English teams are going to win those trophies. I think I would go with you the same way. Even though I don't want to hate on Mourinho, I've always somewhat had a soft spot for him.
Mourinho still
But
Mourinho.
But if Mourinho gets in and we have 5 Italian teams in the Champions League, I do like that. That's the only part. But I don't want them to say, "Oh, look, back-to-back European trophies. We're the only European trophy winner that matters." Whatever they were saying after last year.
Jan's tweet watching as of Wednesday night to see what happens. So
see if any crazy. But I would agree. I think Fiorentina is the only team I'm really rooting for because it'll be good for
and
Italy.
for me, Man City, if they don't do it this year, I'm sorry, Man City, go shoot yourself in the foot, because if you don't do it this year, it just doesn't make any sense.
Well,
to me.
all I said about that game, Vinny, is that I hope it's like 2-0 Inter. I know somebody at the bar was like, "No, I don't even want them to be up. Fuck that." And I was like, "No. Listen. Let them be up 2-0, and then let Man City come back. And shit, they don't even have to go to penalty kicks. Just come back and beat them when they're up 2-0. And so they can lose 3-2. That would be the best, because then they thought they were gonna. It was right there, right? Just like
right
there. Fuck you. There you go. That's what I hope.
Vinny had a question for us. It's like, let's just say we make 20 million on player transfers this upcoming summer. I love Vinny's dream world that he lives in. We're gonna make 20 million on player transfers this upcoming summer. I love you, buddy. What do you guys believe is a fair budget Cardinale should provide the Maldini and Massara, with another Champions League qualification, making it to the Champions League semi-final, and a very tight grip on player salaries? I honestly think we can have more room to splash some soldi and invest. What do you guys think is a fair budget, not include player sales? What is a fair budget?
70 mil. I'll even tell you why. All right. Kamada's coming free. I'd go for El Shaarawy as the backup for Leao for free. Get him at like 2 million. The 2 players you're going to go spend money on is actually, so there's a third, but I don't know who the hell that third person is. Gio will tell you on Wednesday. A little suspense. All right. First person, Milinkovic-Savic. Go sign him. Get him for 25 million. If you have to go up to 30, fucking fine. Just do it. Get him on the contract. You know what? If you want to send Macias back as a delivery, go ahead. Just send him the other way. Maybe Lazio will.
It's a signing bonus.
Yeah, there you go. He's the bonus. He'll work for like pizza and stuff. But all right. So then the next player that I think is 100% we got to get, it has to be. Oh my God, who the hell was it? I lost my train of thought, but I'll remember and I'll tell you on Wednesday. Okay. But we need a right wing. So go spend $15 million and try to find a decent right wing, somebody that is like on the up and up, man. I mean, look, they found Converstion or whatever the fuck his name is for $10 million. Go find a gem out there for $15 million who looks like he can do it. I know Gio has somebody he mentioned. I can't remember the fucking name.
Gio probably watches third league of Polish soccer and he gets all these names and he pops up. He's like an insider. So you guys are going to have
nice. I'm sorry. I just remembered the other person. Thank you, Steve. I just saw your thing, but I thought of Openda at Lens. Doku, there it is. See, Gio's the man. I can't. Doku's a good right wing possibility. And also Openda, they were saying like maybe they can get him for 25 million. He's young. Gio thinks Openda and Leao could have great chemistry and they'll create a lot of good chances.
Strasbourg Steve, that at least he keeps us appraised. He watches 5 leagues at the same time, so he's gonna find out these are
Strasbourg Steve should be working at ESPN with his setup that he has. Unbelievable.
There was even who's that guy, guys? I think if they're getting relegated, he was playing African kid, Abi. He plays for, is it Cremonese? Not Cremonese. Dia. Where does he play, guys? Dia.
Oh my God. Is that Udinese?
No. He plays
Spezia.
For Spezia. There we go.
Yeah.
And that guy, like, you know what, from what we've seen this year. But anyways, we shall see. But you're saying 70 million?
I say 70 million because, listen, if we address the striker and getting SMS to be a part of our midfielders, I mean, Salernitana, that's what it is. You're right. Sorry. He was right.
See, that's
what he is. That's you guys are the best.
Steve even gives me the
full name.
The full name. But yeah, Salernitana
But-
and that one.
But yeah,
I like it.
look, the problem is that he says Doku. I don't know how much that would cost, but we need somebody to buy. And honestly, like if you think, all right, get a midfielder for like 30 million, and SMS is great. You've seen what he can do. You've seen how well he's been, especially this year. And he's the kind of body midfielder. Weren't we linked to him for like a little bit, like not that long ago, like maybe a season, 2 seasons ago, and go get Openda as our striker? There's striker and another midfielder, right? At least Diaz, Tonali and him could be, that's our two until Benacer comes back. Then you figure out a way to play all three of them. But
we'll see. I love you guys on the comments, at least correcting us when we need to be corrected. But guys, I honestly think they're not gonna. I think the splash will be SMS. I think we're going to have another mercato like last year. Now let me explain. You're gonna get Kamada. You're gonna get maybe these other players on a free or very cheap. The gist of it will be SMS. And guys, don't because I've been reading a lot too. It's becoming more often now. SMS Milan. I'm like, okay, what are the possibilities? The numbers look right, but then it's the salary, guys. You got to take in consideration the salary as well. So I think we're gonna have a mercado like last year, that one big splash player, and all the rest of the guys will be a la Vrang, a la Vortex, a la these guys that might bring. I'm sorry, guys. It's like they haven't. This is what they've been doing for the last couple of years. So why would they change now? They ain't spending. They ain't spending $70 million. I think the maximum they'll spend, all in all, not considering buying, is about 40 to 50. Oh yeah,
he's not 100% wrong. That's pretty good.
And Steve knows because he likes Lazio. And sorry, buddy, he's coming. He's not staying in Lazio. I don't think he's going to stay at Lazio, but we shall see. But good question, Vinny. And to you guys on Patreon, once again, thank you very much. And to the most healthiest, non-toxic Patreon chat. Sometimes you guys like to pick each other, push each other's buttons, but I love it. And we can actually
don't call me a Juventine, all right? And there's no.
I don't know where this thing came out of. You're Juventine. Gio knows. I don't know. Maybe you guys.
Gio is spreading fake news. I don't like it.
Fake news. All right. So unfortunately, I do not have. Sorry, Liban Youssef. Hold on a second, Fabio. I might be able to figure this one out because.
Come on.
Because
the trumpet.
Because Liban Youssef, he needs it.
He needs it.
And on that note, this Serie A recap, week 37, is brought to you by Football TV, Canada's home for everything soccer, EPL. You got some Italian league there. You got the French league. You got a bit of everything. And looking at these scores, guys, you did have Salernitana beating Udinese again this year, up and down, but, winning. Because looking at these, let's just start off by looking at, I'm switching off the wrong things. So, looking at Salernitana being very, you're at 42 points. I think they were secured. They were secured
They were secured before, yeah.
By looking at the Spezias, the Verona, 31 points, Cremonese, Sampdoria. Even Sampdoria, guys, I don't know if you're able to watch on this one. Sampdoria, last game at home in Serie A, in front of their fans. And, you somewhat feel bad for the team, and if Genoa wasn't going to qualify to Serie B, there was going to be no teams from the Genoa region for the first time in God knows how many years. So Sampdoria can get it done against Sassuolo. Torino, 4-0. Torino, I really can't figure them out. We like to poke fun at Lazio, the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, but Spezia on a game that they absolutely needed to win, they come up short. Roma. What happened to Roma? They did it to us, and Fiorentina did it to them. 3 minutes, comeback, and Mourinho's. Did he have any excuses on this one, Fab? You didn't say anything. You just. I have my head on.
Their eyes are on the Europa League final.
That's it. Yes, because they're going to be 2 times champion. And Jan was saying last week, right? 6 wins and 6 finals for Sevilla. and Mourinho has never lost the finals, guys.
Somebody's gonna fucking lose next week.
Somebody's gonna lose on that one. But even looking at these results here, guys, that if Juve would have kept their 10 points, this would have been a favorable one. But again, I don't think Roma would have been playing that game the way they played, because they would have been battling even them to try to sneak into the fourth spot. But Atalanta just decides not to show up. But Fabio, Inter's hitting on all cylinders. It's been at least 6 weeks now, and keep on saying to the old men at the bar, they're like, "Yeah, it's Manchester City." Goes, "Ma la palla è rotonda." It's one game, and they're hitting on all cylinders. And I hate to say it, but we got to give them credit where credit is due.
Yeah, I mean, 2 goals in the first 3 minutes. Inter looked like they were going to just steamroll them, honestly. They're hitting at the exact time you should. Atalanta got, obviously they got one in the first half and then like an own goal at the end just to bring it closer. But this wasn't a game. Inter had this shit in the bag. They're rolling. They're ready for Man City. They're ready.
Definitely ready, and they're secured for next year. They got nothing to worry about. Verona Empoli, guys. Verona winning until I think Empoli scored in the. I think they scored in the 92nd or 93rd minute. Verona now at 31 points, right? So if you go take a look at here, you have Verona Spezia. So that's that battle right there.
Own goal at the very end.
It was an own goal because I was just looking at the actual.
It's a 96-minute own goal, and that was Empoli's only goal. So definitely broke. I mean, that's Verona right there, man. They needed those 2 other points. Now, I mean, at least they're fighting, man. Spezia looks like they have nothing. If Roma can put a hurting on them next week, Spezia is going down, man. I think Verona maybe they're lucky they fight, but I hope Milan stomps them out. That's all.
I wonder right now why Spezia is maybe the head-to-head.
I think that's what it is. It is
for the head-to-head on those ones.
So the goal differential is better for the team that's lower, Verona, but I guess because of the head-to-head, they're technically behind.
Lazio, another 3 points up on the board. And would it be fair to say Lazio in the last 5 years have been the most consistent in Serie A? I mean, like with points and on the table, they
I wouldn't go as far as saying consistent, but they're definitely like, look, they take care of their business. They had, again, if you look at the game stats, Milinkovic-Savic gets the 2 goals that make a difference for them in the end.
Yeah.
So and really, Cremonese only had like a good spell. It looked like for a few minutes, and they got 2 goals out of it. So for me, Lazio, it's also too like Luca's saying, the system. Lazio's just getting better. Obviously, Sarri needs some time, but
we gotta change the year ago. Oh, I forgot to put it for
Lazio gets better next year or worse.
What?
Do we think Lazio gets better next year or worse?
That's a very good question. Because all depends. Because
second place this year, right? They haven't finished.
If SMS leaves,
use that money to find other people. Exactly.
Yeah, but before they get integrated in the team. But I see Lazio. I don't see how they're not going to battle for top 4 next year as well.
I would agree.
Monza, them already qualified. Lecce coming up with the 3 points, and Juve Milan, obviously. Bologna, Napoli. It's like you don't even watch these games anymore. And Bologna, they had started off really bad at the beginning of the season, if you guys don't remember. And you know what? It was Thiago Motta. Good job on him. And the year started, remember, guys, with Mihailovic, right, that had passed away, and they took over the reins. And so looking at this, look at match day 37. After 37 weeks, I think we've said it, Napoli was the biggest surprise for us from day one, because we didn't even put him in the top 4. I think Milan at 67 points could be considered a surprise if you look back, for week 1, because you just came out of a Scudetto.
I think it's major disappointment when you think about the amount of games we dropped points and the teams that there were to.
Monza has got to be the surprise.
Oh yeah, bus full of surprises, baby.
Monza with the surprise there, and we shall see what I think Fiorentina 9th. That's pretty surprising as well, because they really took a while to get going throughout the season. But yes, Joe saying
win it win it with a trophy at the end, and it'll be considered a good season. I mean, they got the 2 finals, you know.
Yeah, so we shall see, because Calcio is back,
It's
if you didn't
back,
remember. And on that note, and that segment was brought to you by Fubo TV, the Canadian home for everything soccer and watching your Serie A games. Do you want to talk about what's on your mind, or we go straight to busted tweets, buddy? Because right now, like we said our piece, you know, it's
you know what? I do. I have something I got to get off my chest. I'll
get
tell
it
you
off your
people.
chest.
All right? Do what you already should have done if you haven't already. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. You hit that fucking notification bell so you're up to date with all of our latest videos when we're going live, everything, baby. And smash the like button, leave a comment in the comment section. It helps for the algorithm. And if you're not subscribed to Spotify, Apple, iTunes, wherever the fuck you listen to your podcast, you need to do it there. Listen once, watch once, whatever the hell you got to do. Support, baby. That's it. That's all I got. Let's go.
All right. Do you have any indigestions? Actually, you know what? We're gonna take a look, but my indigestion has got to be Spalletti. You know, just don't bullshit us. Just tell us you can't stand the EDL. Che ti senti stanco. I'm tired. I'm gonna take a. Dude, for him to leave and he cannot sign with anybody because it's a clause in his thing, right? I don't know. Like, just. And what kind of message are you sending to Napoli and their fans, like your coach? Anyways, to me it was just like, you know, just don't
I would
anything.
agree that's not a good look either. My indigestion is Juventus and their cheating idiotic ways where they don't think. I mean, this is the second time that they're getting punished since 2006. Now, like, how many times is it going to be the same team? All of the league, all of the entire league in general looks buffoonery. This buffoonery that they do all the time with deducting points and having, you know, corruption. Like, it seems to be more well known, and it just, obviously the Italian league always gets it way worse. But I just want to say, like, you can't have like an historic season like Napoli has, and then your headlines are stole because Juventus cheating, right? And Inter fighting for the final, but we're talking about Juventus cheating. Like, you're the biggest club, the only club that has a modern stadium, and you're the one doing all this bullshit. No wonder Milan can never get anything. I don't have no indigestions besides this nonsense, but I do have a brioski, which I'm going to tell you, man.
Okay, go right ahead.
I'll mention it one more time, because if you ain't in the New York area and you don't get a chance to go to the football factory, you come see the club, man. And if you're not in New York, or you're not in Boston, or you're not in Philly, or you're not in Montreal or Toronto or any of the other places, find where your local clubs are at, man. It's a great experience to be with other people who care about the team. It's a great environment that, again, it's getting bigger and bigger by the year. Every year we're getting more and more connected, and it's a great thing.
And if you're in Montreal and want real bagels, you come to Montreal.
You son of a bitch!
You get your Montreal bagels, and you come to Chocharos for a game. And
I can't.
on Sunday, 3 p.m., Presidente said he's splashing the cash. He's going to be getting us some food. But then he goes, wait a minute. Wait, I'm going to get maybe some salad, maybe some pepperonade, you know, something. I'm okay, I'll go with pepper. So, and Presidente said he will probably show up. So we'll see if we have the real Presidente, or we're gonna have his his stunt double. My goal is to come watch a game with the club in Montreal. Vinny, come. I know you're a bit far, but once we get the presidential jet, Winnipeg to Montreal, driving. No, I think you would have to take a plane.
Mika, we got fireworks going on over here, man.
Look at. You see? Huh? Look at Fazzy. Montreal bagels are phenomenal. Not gonna lie. It's comparing these apples. No. Puro tumo. Montreal bagels.
Don't you dare, all right? Franco knows. Anybody who lives in New York knows. Stop it. Stop it with this blasphemy about our bagels.
We'll do a special Patreon on bagels during the off season. But everybody's waiting, right? Let me set it up over here. We gotta put it for the come si chiama there.
Yeah, I think that's good.
TikTok. See, so Presidente could
we're too old for this.
You didn't even notice my Cobra Commander shirt.
Is that what that is? I thought it was Cobra Kai for a second.
No, Cobra Commander, G.I. Joe.
All right.
Because Presidente calls him, you swine. Remember when the Cobra Commander used to call him? What did Jan give us as busted? Door
check it
number
out.
1. UEFA are currently blackmailing Juventus. Publicly renounce Super League and will give you light sentence. Don't and will give you long European ban and transfer ban. Tells you everything on how crooked UEFA are, and meanwhile nothing on Man City for. Okay, I'm gonna. Carlo, I know
The Juventine. It's no.
fine. It's fine. It's fine. For the love of God, can somebody, anybody, Juventini, can you not take responsibility instead of playing the victim? Are we saying that you,
What about Man City? Look what they did.
You Juve fan, you're a cheater. We're not saying that. Your organization got caught. It's as simple as that. You got caught. Why are you playing the victim every single fucking time? So this guy, reputable guy, guys, maybe you guys can tell me. I think he's on the podcast too. What Steve listens to on Patreon with
Nima.
With Nima. UEFA are currently blackmailing Juventus. So Carlo, tell me something. If they didn't get caught with this, would this still be happening? So
I mean, people quit their job because they were doing the right thing the whole time. Is that what you're saying? Listen, I'll give them one thing. All right. UEFA is definitely getting back to teams who open their mouth about the Super League. They didn't appreciate it, and you bet your ass they're doing something behind the scenes to get back at them. But honestly, Juventus, you've done this before. It's your fault. All right. All these people are crybabies. Carlo, how are you even watching Juventus? Aren't you the same person who said you were revoking your subscription? Now you're watching off a black market. How are you watching this, Carlo? That's my question. I thought you gave it up months ago. Get out of here. This is busted.
Anyways, okay. Door number 2. I'm fed up with this fucking victim. Look, they're all against us. Oh, they're all against us. Door number 2. Jan told us that this is Winston McKennie's dad. All the best. All the best to Leeds United Football Club. For those who supported Weston in a hostile environment, you have my respect. For those who failed to remember, it's a team sport. You live to fight another day. And he retweets Harambe? What the fuck is wrong with people?
What the hell?
He quote-tweeted this?
Oh my God. Is this supposed to say people were chanting like monkey stuff at Weston? Is that what he's implying here? But why, Robin? Why do you have to like tag it? Oh my God, man.
7 years ago, rest in peace, Harambe. This is just busted because it makes no fucking sense. Thank you, Jan, for finding these gems.
This is like, you went to the family. You found this. I can't. This is embarrassing. Thank God my father doesn't know what a Twitter is. Thank God.
So now they're gonna send him back to Juve, right?
Yeah, he has to. Yeah, because I think one of the things in the contract to keep him or whatever in the loan deal was that they were going to secure promotion. They actually chanted, "You fat bastard!" Oh my God!
Let's not fat shame people.
Listen, as a member of that team at the moment, listen. All right, of all the things they could yell at you, that's probably like the least vulgar. You could deal with that one. If you're fat, go exercise. You'll be all right.
This is like beyond busted. What else did Jan find us over here? Leao becomes worse under Pioli, but nobody will ever talk about. Leao became worse under Pioli, but nobody will ever. At Rossonero 98X.
This is why we scour the internet for even our own, because this is pure stupidity. Stupidity. How
Leao
could
was a superstar?
Yeah. With who? With Gianpaolo for like the 4 or 5 weeks he was with him? Are you talking about Lille? Are you talking about Sporting? What the fuck are you talking about? How could he have been worse? He won MVP last season. Are you out of your mind? This is Pioli hate. You hate, you and Husney hate Pioli more than I've ever met anybody. Nick, come back to us, Nick. Come on.
This is busted. The Frank is like the winner in capital. This is busted.
This doesn't make sense. Is he on drugs? Somebody find Nick. Ask him if he's doing drugs.
Next, That is it. So
That's all.
Leao became worse under Pioli, but nobody will ever talk about that. You know what? This is
This one's too much to unpack. I don't even want to mention it again. Oh my God. I think we got to give it to Carlo. It's again this.
No, you know what? You know why? Because we've heard it all before already. This guy, like now, he's crying about this. And you know what? It's not new. You know, I'm the victim here. In what mind? Leao became worse under Pioli, but nobody will ever talk about that. Yeah, and if you're listening, please give us the views of these tweets, the retweets.
Yeah, I need to know how many people had to suffer through this comment.
Because this doesn't seem like I'm gonna do something so I could get some people will clickbait. This really seems that it's coming from his heart. Leao became worse under Pioli, but nobody will ever talk about that. I'm going with Nick. Who are you going with, Fab? You going with
I want to go. I want to go with home, babe. No, I'm just kidding. I honestly, I think it's Carlo because it's again this. You're blinding
in capital
your
letters,
eyes.
Blackmailing and capital letters.
Listen, no, they're not. You did it. Your whole organization at the top quit. All right, they said, "Let me get the fuck out of here." While I still can. Juve it's just the tip of the iceberg. There's going to be more bullshit that comes out about them, and they're in big trouble with UEFA. But the only part that I don't disagree with is that they're probably pissed about that Super League. They probably are. But I still think he's the worst because Carlo said he wasn't watching anymore. What's he doing with his subscription?
I'm gonna go with this one, but another busted thing that happened is that Leao, whose shirt did Leao put in his pants?
Somebody on Juventus. I don't remember who it was.
And he tweeted out, it's like, the hate is real. You're disgusting. Why are you putting the jersey in your pants?
You're lucky he didn't put it on the back end. All right.
Let's be honest. It's probably not the best place where to put a jersey.
No.
But for him to take time, sorry if I offended anybody and this and that. It's like we live in too many snowflakes out there, but tomorrow there's going to be more shit coming, guys. Yeah, that's what's going on. From what I read on Sports Media Set, that they made an arrangement with the FIGC, and it's tomorrow or Wednesday that they're going to announce. It said un'altra penalizzazione and for una multa, so maybe another fine. But you know what we're going to do, Fab, even during the summer. We'll have some group therapies, but one of these shows we're going to do, let's read some headlines. We're just going to go through, maybe some Twitter headlines, some Corriere dello Sport, some Gazzetta, and try to be journalists like these people.
Me and Gio are actually been talking about trying to do a daily show, guys, something super early in the morning, our time. So every day we're going to give you just a touch of whatever's going on because we got that itch, right? In the summer, in the winter, you always get the little madness that just bubbles up, and I can't get enough of it. Gio can't get enough of it. I know Steve likes that particular time of the year. He's sweating left and right. He's got the madness too. So me and Gio are going to try to be coming 7 a.m. every morning for a small little 10, 15-minute show just to put it out there, just to get everybody talking about what is on the forefront for Milan. Again, only Milan. We don't give a shit about nobody else because the Mercato could get too crazy. But just Milan, it's going to be coming. So stay tuned. The summertime, we don't take no time off. We're still going to be out there putting content for you guys.
And Frank, Tommy, he moved away from the city. Had his new son at that point. I haven't heard from him in a long time, but maybe we'll reach out to him. But I know he moved out of the city and he lives like maybe an hour away. But it's been a while that we do. Imagine we had if we had Tommy on here talking about Juventus, would have still been on the first segment.
We could do a Tommy time segment himself. We'll create a whole nother video
have to reach
we get in touch with him.
On that note, Wednesday, what can people expect from Coast to Coast?
We're going to go through again the full game about what we talked about a little bit today, but we're going to go through the report card individually, each player. Of course, we're going to talk about the other stuff because a lot of stuff happened over the weekend. So we're going to talk about the other leagues a little bit, just kind of that all around the world feel we're doing. And then, of course, we're going to just talk about what's coming up with Verona, what Gio thinks, what I think about what we should be doing. And who knows, by the time we get to that particular night, hopefully we have a Leao extension to talk about. Hopefully we have another Mercato guy talking about our right wing. Who knows? You never know what's going to come out with me and Gio.
And Vinny said, are you and Steve going to ever do a live show together like in the past? You know, we've actually talked about that, but maybe a special where I can go to his house, because for him to get here like at 9 o'clock at night and all the kids are out a bit more late. But no, it used to, I remember Steve used to come over here and it would be like his therapy. It's like, you know what, for that 1 hour.
You know what would be great? Yeah. If you can do a live pregame, you and Steve at Chicharo's or something like that, some crazy blockbuster thing to really bring it back. You guys are back together, so we can hype it up a little more. I think that'd be great. I think the people will appreciate it.
We'll see what we shall do. But on that note, 3 points on Sunday. Let's finish off with a bang. E ovunque sempre.
Forza Milan!
Ciao, guys.
Good night, everybody.